Hey everybody, this is Chris Holcomb sending you another great video. Pretty much what I want to do is to talk to you guys about the areas, Detroit areas, understanding your areas. And to me, this video is crucial for new investors. Seasoned investors should know this. I guess if you're in the market for buying a property, my first thing to tell everybody to do is get you an area. Specifically, identify the area that you want to do your business in or want to buy your house in. Just want to keep it on both ends, but mostly this is for investors and new investors, especially in Detroit. You need to know your area. What I usually do and what I've learned is pick a square mile and decide this is the square mile I want to do it. Now, before you, I would say, stamp it and stamp of approval, this is what I want to do. I would say drive it. It's cool if you know a block or two, drive a square mile and drive through it. Not every block, but drive through several blocks. See, does the style of the houses change? Does the layout change? Because I know if you're an out-of-country investor, out-of-state investor, a new investor, if you talk to anybody about Detroit, they'll tell you it's very pockety. And that is the honest-to-God truth. It is very pockety. So if you do have a square mile that you want to do, drive it. It could be brick, 3/4 or 1/4 through, and then be framed. You got to be aware of that. You got to be aware if there's more vacant properties in this area, if it's more boarded up, abandoned properties in the area. There is a difference. Is it more burnouts? Evaluate these things because you're going to do this area. Is this area even worth doing? You know, you might go halfway through driving through the area, and then there's like 3 or 4, 7, 8, 10, 12 blocks that are completely like vacant lots. Well, that's not an area you're going to be consistently marketing, doing business in, because it's not even a stable neighborhood. So that's one of the biggest things for out-of-town investors. Find out what areas they're doing and at least map out that area. Do your research. Find out the area code. They say 48235. That is the Blackstone Park subdivision area. Look that up. Google that. Find out information is endless on the websites to give you, how many people live in that area, the population, the age group, the income in that area. They do census, every 10 years, I think, or something like that. Probably wrong with that, but they do census on a consistent basis to give you an overlap of what the area is about and who's and what and exactly how many people living in that area. That gives you a landscape of what the type of people are going to be there, the type of renters, how many homeowners. You could go on Zillow. There's other sites to find out the area. So for anybody, map your area out. For out-of-town investors who's working with a real estate agent or a realtor, find out the area that they're telling you and they're showing you houses. Map that out. Google it. Find out, because it's very crucial in Detroit to understand the area you're investing in, the area you want to do business in, because if it's not a viable area, you need to find another area. But do a square mile. Don't do 3 or 4 blocks, because that doesn't give you the picture. It's like reading a couple sentences in a book. It doesn't tell you what the whole book is about. So that's my tip of the day. I've dealt with other people that say this is a good area or a good property, but the blocks is great, but the area sucks. So you want to grade that, especially if you're a new investor. Get you a square mile, maybe move to a couple other square miles, figure out what your grading scale of what a neighborhood is so you can have a comparison, because it's only 4 or 5 areas that's elite areas in Detroit. But with elite means it costs more, the rent is better, but it's more to go into it, and it's supply and demand, meaning that a lot of people want those areas, so it's not a lot of supply out there. And I can name those off Grandma, Sherwood Forest, East English Village, Rosedale Park. Those are elite areas. You can say Palmer Park, but I don't see too many properties in Indian Village. Those are areas where resources are there to keep it. It's a community. It ain't even a neighborhood. It's a community. But when you got a property there to make be $12,000, $15,000 in a very stable, good area, it'll be $20,000 easily, and needs repairs, and probably still need the $15,000 or the $10,000 repairs that you was gonna put in that house. You'll probably have to do it because it's a higher quality property. Boston Edison is also another area, so you want to be aware. But if you're dealing with Aviation subdivision, that's a stable area, but it's pockety, and you got to know what areas within there will be a great place to invest. Also, if you're an investor out of state, out of country, you need to know what those areas look like, who lives in those areas. Zillow, you can break down home prices in that block. So it's never an excuse to do your research and due diligence to find out. But when you do, make sure you know an area that you want to invest in. So pretty much my tip of the day, the week. Told you guys I'm going to be more consistent with these videos. So here's one for this week. Any feedback is always welcome. And we'll proceed on to push it. Preview of the little property here. And Harper Woods is still working on, as you see, carpet removed. Just giving you a preview. Now this is what we call a demo. We left the tub and the toilet because we're not going to get rid of it unless it's bad. And so far it hasn't seemed bad, but you know, that's just a peek. Harper Woods is coming along longer than I thought, but it's a trial and error. So, as always, I catch you guys on the next video, and definitely have a good day, and I'll see you soon.